Speaker Grassley, there's also a bill that has been discussed in the House that would provide some liability in relation to COVID-19 to businesses and some organizations. Why is that necessary?
Well, I would say since March 15th, when we took the pause on session, that's one of the biggest issues that we've heard from Iowans. So in the last several weeks, as that's becoming more and more of an issue that's being brought to the attention of the legislature, Representative Carlson has worked with not just businesses across the state, and that's what I think we have to be very clear about in this conversation. This is also your frontline workers, this is your county fairs, your churches. This is to provide some protection for those Iowans that are willing to try to reopen and give us a sense of normalcy. You know, our businesses have been very good in following the guidelines that the governor's laid out. And I think from the legislature's perspective, hearing from them asking, can we just have some protection as we're following these guidelines to reopen? I really think that's our responsibility to provide that. And it doesn't do anything for the bad actors. If you're negligent in your behavior and you're not following the guidelines that the governor's been laying out, this does not protect you. This is for the businesses, the healthcare workers, the fairs and churches across the state that want to reopen in a responsible manner.
Senator Whitver, he just mentioned bad actors. As House members were discussing this, Democrats were arguing that this offers protection to businesses that may not have been as conscientious and puts workers at risk. How do you answer that question?
Well, this has been a very unprecedented time in American history, and there's been a lot of unknowns with this specific pandemic. And the target has moved from the standards on March 17th to March 25th to today. The standards are a moving target. And so we believe as long as these entities have used a good faith effort to keep up with the recommendations, the requirements of the government, that it's important for us to get our economy back open. When we shut down on March 17th, we had the best economy this state has ever had, one of the lowest unemployment rates we've ever had. We need to try to get back to that as soon as possible. And what we're hearing from Iowans is in order to do that, they needed some sort of assurance that if they're following the rules, they're not going to be hit with lawsuit after lawsuit.